So how's the new
Thanks,
provider system treating you so far?
So far, so good. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been really, really nice being able just to get into everything from our console. And
Definitely.
Has it rolled out to everyone yet, or no?
It has. Yep, everybody has access to it.
Good. In general, what's the feedback you're hearing?
Good feedback. Everybody, it's all in one place. People are excited about getting, new leads that are actually qualified to their area. And
Good.
Alrighty. So I would like to congratulate Katie and Donna to be our first 2 certified experts of AllProWebTools. So yay!
Yay!
So this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover how to connect your AllProWebTools client to your provider account. We're also going to cover the difference between providers and experts. And then the most important part, how to get certified, which Donna and Katie already know very well. And then the last thing is how we're going to send you new leads. And there's actually 3 different ways we're going to send you new leads. So those are the main topics. And if you guys have anything else, just feel free to jump in and I can waver off the topic. I don't care. There's no strict timeline. So I actually set up 2 demo accounts for you guys. One is a provider. You can see that it says provider up here, AllProWebTools provider, and then it has a little watermark in the background that says provider. And we actually did that because within our first few weeks of beta testing, we noticed that we couldn't tell the difference between our AllProWebTools and our clients' AllProWebTools. It was like, well, what is happening, There was no, medium point of the toolkit. So we made it colored a little bit differently so that way it's easily I'm in mine. I'm good now. So, and then if you're an expert, everything changes to the word expert, including this logo up here, and then the watermark also says expert. So to hook up your AllProWebTools client to your provider account, it's pretty simple. So you go over to provider, and then certifications. Katie and Donna, even though you're a customer retention expert, if you ever wanted to branch out your business and become a growth provider or IT provider for some reason, you could be an IT provider and a customer retention expert at the same time. So you can be both providers and experts within the different fields. So acting as your client, you go to settings, and then experts providers. And then here, let's see, they already have a web developer and a customer retention expert, so look at there. So I'm going to pretend to be a bookkeeping expert actually right now. So this is the code you would give your client, and then acting as your client, they would go over here and scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a little link, and then they would type in that code there, and then push save. And there we go. Now they have a bookkeeping expert.
I just want to clarify, since all of us, and I know, Jason, you're going to take the test on Saturday, but since all of us are actually experts, are we still, it's still a provider code? Okay.
No, sorry, that's only for provider. Once you become an expert, here, I can go to the expert one. It doesn't even offer that provider code. It just looks like this. It says pause, reviews, and display my badge. So what you would tell them then is to go to the directory for the virtual assistant expert or whatever you were, and then to click hire an expert, and then to pick your name out of this list.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that way they can see your reviews and, your little bio, and it kind of gives you a little more validity than the provider system gives you. So the differences between providers and experts is mainly if you're an expert, we send leads to you, where providers, you have to go get your own. Everybody does start out as a provider unless you have 3 active paying clients. And then once you are an expert, you are scored based on 4 different things. And let's see, we do list out the scorings on how we score them somewhere. So experts are ranked on reviews, so that's those 5-star reviews that your clients will eventually give you. The number of years of certification, the activity on the help and suggestions form. So if you're really active on the form, whether it's posting questions or posting answers, we don't care. As long as you're active, you're going to get scored for that positively. And then the number of active AllProWebTools accounts you have underneath your umbrella. So those are the primary differences between experts and providers is we just we advertise for you if you're an expert. So how to become certified? You need 3 active paying clients, and then once that happens, the screen will kind of turn from this where it just says get provider code into this where it has a bunch of little green buttons all over it that either says get certified now or take certification test. If it says take certification test, it just means that you already paid for the test and you you've either failed or you didn't take the test yet, one of the two. So for sake of argument, let's say I haven't paid for the test yet, and I want to be a business expert, and I click Get Certified Now. So I'm going to go ahead and charge that. So this is the test I've already paid for. So once you see the test, you kind of see little instructions, and you do have unlimited time to take the test, unlimited time to take the test, so you can take up to 4 hours, we don't care. And then if you fail, you can fail 20 times or more, and we don't care, just as long as you pass eventually. It is meant to be a learning experience and not really, what do you know right now. So there are little hints per question. So if you don't know the answer to this, you can click this and it will take you to a video or a blog or something that we would find helpful to actually help you answer this question, so you don't have to guess. Or so basically, this test is what we consider will make you an expert. This is what we think you should know to be an expert. So you just kind of go through there. It's pretty simple test-taking environment. And once you pass that, you'll automatically become an expert and get put into the expert directory. Alrighty, so the next step is how we're going to send you leads. There are 3 ways. One of them being any AllProWebTools client will now have this settings, experts, providers screen that they can go to and click hire an expert and look through the whole directory. Alrighty, so the second way people can find you is over on here where it says support. We added a new option that says talk to an expert, which I don't know, if you look at all 3 of these, I would want to talk to an expert. So you can click on talk to an expert, and it says what do you need help with? And then we listed out a few of the things that you experts do. So let's say I wanted to help with customer retention. I'll click on that. And since I already have a customer retention expert, so it points your customers back to you instead of bringing up the directory of people to choose from. So let's say I wanted just general questions about AllProWebTools. Click that. It brings up the Growth Experts badge, where you can go through and pick out one that you would like to work with. So everybody that signs up for AllProWebTools goes through this welcome process. They get introduced and they get a little snippets of what we are and what we do and support options. And then you just go ahead and click Get Started. And then what they do is they fill out their company information, just basic information, and then they choose the industry that they are from. And the last step is what we added, is step 2. And they actually get to choose their experts right on this screen. So this is the 4th screen they see initially whenever they log into AllProWebTools, any new person. And they get these will obviously all be empty because they'll just be logging in. And they'll be like, oh, I actually do need an IT expert, and they can click on it. Or they can push spin later. Alrighty, well that was all my what to learn today outline. Do you guys have anything specific you'd like to learn?
But the email looks great. I just got the email from Donna to reciprocate, and it looks the hot new lead from AllProWebTools. That email is really great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we've made sure to cover all the bases with those emails. Almost every action that anybody takes, there's an email for. So
yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, it looks really all right.
Oh, and that actually brings another question that I was thinking. I have a few different people in my panel. How can I permission some people to see that, to be able to log into clients? I don't want all my users to be able to log into all my clients. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. That's really easy to do. So if we go over to settings and then users,
mm-hmm.
and then let's click on a user that we don't want to have access to something. So I'm going to pick on John here.
Yeah, because I want them to have the CRM. I don't want them to have the expert control panel.
Nope. I totally understand. So you go to client login permissions. And the expert control panel still shows up, but there's no login button, so there's not much they can do. They can just basically see that they are an AllProWebTools user, but they can't log in. So right now, John doesn't have access to any of these 3 clients.
So what happens as we start getting new clients? Do they default on or off?
So let's actually go over that too. So if you go to a client that isn't currently in AllProWebTools, over here it will say deploy. You just want to click that deploy button. And then when you make them, it will ask you what badge you want it to assign to. So if you wanted to assign it to your web development badge, or if you wanted to, branch out into growth, whatever you want to do, that's what would assign you to it. And then just like with the toolkit, you assigned your own subdomain. So I'm going to name this one Tall, since that's his name. And then you can also choose who to charge, the charge client or the charge me. And Katie, just so you know, we've worked out all the kinks of that system, all of them. So
thank you.
We really kind of revised how that whole system worked and made it a lot simpler for all ends. Yeah. And then right down here is who has access. So right off the bat, if I didn't want John to have access to it, I can just uncheck him, and then he'll never see the login button to Tall's. Yeah. Yep, and then from here to deploy, you just click save. It takes about a minute, and then it's all good. It refreshes the page, and then login button shows up over here. All right, so one thing you'll need to know is how to tell your customers how to leave you reviews, considering that's part of how you're scored. So your customers can leave you reviews by going to Settings, and then Experts Providers. And then hopefully your name will be, right here, your logo. And they can just leave a review. And they can only leave a review for you once, and then after that, it's locked. Just so you know, I can never leave you another review if they change their mind 6 months down the road. And then that just automatically shows up in your profile. There are going to be little ads all over the console. So if they didn't already have a bookkeeping expert, they have those really tiny little ads at the very top. They're not in your face. They don't really cancel out the interface at all. They're just there. So it would be probably about this size, and it says, hey, do you need a bookkeeper? Check out our bookkeeper directory here. Or it might even say, hey, you need a bookkeeper? Check out, Peace of Mind Accounting. Something to that effect. Kind of give you a little more advertisement. You can come over here to Experts or Experts Providers, depending on which one you are. And then My AllPro Clients, and that will list out everybody that is in your CRM that is currently tied to an AllProWebTools. So that way you don't have to sort through your whole CRM. It's kind of a pain sometimes, especially if you have 400 contacts. So let's pick on Eric Zabala. And here you can see that he has 3 different experts tied to him. So he has a web development expert, and a customer retention expert, and a bookkeeping expert. And it kind of goes through, if you need for some reason, contact their web development expert, you could kind of coordinate on a few projects you're doing for them. It also tells you what AllProWebTools version they are, and what also their server they are. And the reason the server is important is because if by chance, it's never happened, and it might not ever happen, but by chance one of our servers were to go down, we would obviously email you and tell you, hey, right now our server demo is down, and all of your clients won't be able to access it that are on server demo. So it's just a really quick way to know which clients are affected by what and when, which, that's never happened yet, and we don't plan on it for happening, but it's kind of like a fail-safe just so you know what's happening if that were to ever happen. So from this, you can also just log in straight, which I'm sure all of you already know just how to log into your client. It doesn't require you to make a username on that said client. Just magical login button logs you in. Does anybody else have any questions?
Not that I can think of. I think you covered a lot of it. Thank you so much, Paige, for taking time to show this to us.
Yeah, it was very informative. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.